Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So here's my trailer breakdown for episode 23, which really shows a lot, and there's like this, I guess tonally there's a shift here. Like it actually feels like it's going to be a lot more cinematic than I was thinking. I guess that's one of those things about shooting digitally. You know, you can actually pull off this type of thing. I think if you don't shoot digitally and it's more on film, then it won't look so grand and like epic and stuff, right? Like it could still be really good, and I'm not hating on it at all because I do prefer film over digital. I just think that when you shoot digitally, in terms of the effects that you're able to do and the way that things could look and how crisp it could look, it literally looks cinematic, right? So yeah, before we go any further, obviously please be aware this video will contain spoilers for episode 22 of The Walking Dead. And also make sure to be a subscriber if you want to get all my videos about this. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos here on episode 23 because we're kind of at the point now where a lot of characters can die. This is going to be my general trailer breakdown. We're going to talk about everything that we see here, and then I'll do other videos later on this week, obviously breaking down specific things. I do want to talk about Rosita and the possibility of her death, and I want to talk about more characters here because I actually think this episode is going to have a lot of deaths. I think for sure 2 deaths, but there could be a lot more here. This is definitely a big episode. Like this episode is definitely going to be probably one of the biggest episodes here. I think it's going to end on a pretty big cliffhanger. And then, I mean, who knows? That could literally be them finding out that Rick's alive, right? Ending on a crazy cliffhanger where you're forced to wait 2 weeks until November 20th, where we all watch it, all together and just see what happens there, right? So we have this shot right here of the Commonwealth doors. And, this is actually, at least from what we're seeing here, this is the first time that I'm actually seeing the Commonwealth look really epic and not feel like it's very low budget, because like it feels like that sometimes when you're looking at certain things, you're looking at the environment around them. They reused a lot of the same locations. I'm thinking of the trial there where you actually had Pamela Milton and Eugene's trial. They had it in that train station or whatever, right? So to me, like that was a little off. Like, why would you do it there? Maybe their explanation is, well, we want to have it in front of all the people so that they can see or whatever. I don't know. To me, it just seemed a little off, unless it was the courthouse. But yeah, I don't know. I could be wrong with that. But my point is, here in this trailer, it really looks like, this is going to be the end. It really feels like it's actually this epic and whatnot. So we have a shot here of Pamela Milton. She seems very stressed out because it seems like Eugene has escaped. And, going based off the dialogue, it seems like Mercer is going to let Eugene be free. And so obviously you're seeing Pamela here pretty pissed off about the whole situation because he's allowed out. He was basically sent to death within an hour, if you remember. So he should have been dead by now, but now he's out. And now I imagine, she's going to have to deal with people. And I wonder if this is why she seems a lot more concerned, as if, she knows that if Mercer is on their side, people might actually believe him and might actually join his side. Like, as long as she has certain people around her, then, she can have that support. But Sebastian's gone. Lance is gone, right? Mercer's gone now. She basically lost everyone around her. Now the support of her, military won't necessarily be behind her. I think some people will, but not everyone. So I wonder what's going to happen here. I wonder if that's where the CRM could play a role in all of this, as if maybe she reaches out for help now because of this stuff, right? Like I could see that being an explanation here. In terms of the Civic Republic, like, there's going to be some sort of connection made. It's just, I don't know. After watching 22, I don't know if it's going to be in the way that we were thinking, where it was like, we see that people were being taken away here or this and that. Like, I just don't know if it's going to necessarily be that anymore, or if it's just going to be, they find out they were getting supplies from them, in terms of some sort of records or something. And then Judith just tells Daryl that Rick's alive. Like, I feel like it could just be something like that, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We have this shot here of Daryl. We actually got this in a previous trailer, but I had no idea that it was attached to this scene here, so yeah, that's kind of cool. Everyone's together here. We actually had some shots of Ezekiel before with Connie and with Kelly and Magda, and they were all here along this fence here, but now we actually have Daryl here. Daryl is looking at Maggie and Negan. So they're all together here, and it looks like they're trying to get within the Commonwealth. And we do have a shot of them. They actually break this door down, and then they get inside here. So this is likely happening, obviously, early in the episode. They're going to go within the Commonwealth. They're breaching the walls from a place where I guess people can just sort of get in here. And that is one of the things. I know people can criticize the security at the Commonwealth. The thing about it, though, is, I mean, the security of any place is, like, the security of a city isn't necessarily the safest. It's more of, you have troops on the ground that if you notice anything, then you'll sort of deal with it, right? But unless your walls are completely, like literally completely secured, and there's no city that's really like that, like it's going to be really hard to secure everything like 100%. There's always going to be places like this where you can sort of sneak through. So I think that's what's happening here with the Commonwealth. I think that's why they're able to get through here. We do see some shots of Eugene, which I really like here. So you see some shots of Eugene. He's actually on his own. I think he's wearing a judge outfit or whatever, like that cloak or whatever that they wear, a robe or whatever. Like it looks like that's what he's wearing. I think that's how he actually escapes here. He must just find something and he just puts it on, and that's what he's wearing to get out of here. Anyways, it looks like he knocks out this Commonwealth soldier here, and he does actually get out. There's a lot of shots of him trying to sneak out, and he is going to get out. He is going to run into everyone. There's a shot here. I think this is actually Eugene. I'm pretty sure this is Eugene. And this is where things can get really, really interesting in terms of the pacing and stuff like that. Is we see Eugene, we see Ezekiel, a bunch of walkers are here. Now we know that Aaron, Luke, Jerry, all of them, they're with some walkers right now, right? I wonder if they're actually bringing that horde to the Commonwealth. I think it would be crazy if they did, but I could totally see them using that as something that, you know, that they could actually take this place down. I think it's very, very possible. I think doing that would actually aid them in a lot of ways. Obviously, they also have to sort of deal with it, but I wonder if that is a possibility here, or maybe the Commonwealth is doing something. I don't know, but obviously they're dealing with them here, and I do believe this is Eugene just based off of the ponytail here. It's kind of hard to say just from this angle, but I believe that is Eugene. So Eugene is going to run into them at some point, and there's going to be this whole epic battle that takes place, which is why I'm so excited. We do see some Commonwealth soldiers here. They're actually, it looks like they're literally luring the walkers in this direction here. So that's what I mean. There's something off here. I wonder if Pamela Milton ordered something here, because there's something that is planned, or maybe I missed some dialogue in episode 22 regarding what Aaron and Lydia wanted to do. But yeah, this is interesting. There's this shot here of Mercer, and again, this looks like this is like on a dam or something like that, like really high up in the air. This just looks epic. Like they've been like promising this really epic finale or whatever. This actually feels like it. Like this shot here, like I have to have this in my thumbnail, because like, man, just look how incredible this looks. Like this actually feels like we're at the end here. Mercer's plan at this point is he does want to actually get some Commonwealth soldiers on his side. I actually really like how they're doing this here, because in the comic, it really felt like it just happened too fast. It felt like as soon as he turned, a lot of people just joined him immediately. And I know there would be some people who would join him, but not immediately. So I like the fact that they are kind of exploring this a little bit, that he does sort of want to get more people on his side here before he makes a move, which I believe is going to be the case. And I think that's why, you know, they're going to have some Commonwealth troopers on their side. This way, going into the finale, or maybe the very last moments of episode 23 here, they're actually going to have some Commonwealth soldiers literally on their side. And yeah, I think this could get really insane here. So then we do have this shot here of Maggie and Herschel. This looks like, I mean, there's Commonwealth soldiers in the back. If you look, there's actually Commonwealth soldiers in the back. I think this is Alexandria. I thought it was Oceanside for a second, but no, I think it's, or not Oceanside, but Hilltop. But no, I think this is actually Alexandria. This is the bus here. So yeah, I mean, obviously we know that Maggie is with Herschel. She found him in episode 22. So a lot of the theories that Herschel and Annie go missing in order for them to sort of set up their spinoff are obviously wrong at this point. Now we'll see where things go here, right? I'm not saying Annie is completely, you know, safe now. We'll see where things go, but I am very curious on why they go over there. Like, it could literally be they went there to find Rick. I know some people have issues with that, because it's like, well, what? So they're going there to find Rick, and then Daryl's going somewhere to find Rick, but ends up in a messed up situation, and then ends up being taken to France. I just think that it makes sense that maybe Daryl's going to look at some location, and then maybe Maggie and Negan are going to look at another location, and they're going to New York, which is very close to one of their bases. So that's why I think that could make sense here. And maybe Herschel and Annie are literally just fine, right? But it's also not in Annie's character, right? To I guess, kind of ignore Negan and let him go. Like, she was literally going to give her life away. Like, she really wanted to fight to keep him around. She's always wanted to stay by him. So I think that there's definitely a lot more here, but yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. We do have a shot here of Lydia, and I think behind her, I think that could be Luke. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just going based off the jacket. I could be wrong. I really feel like this could be the episode where Elijah does die, because I talked about that before. I thought it was gonna happen in 19, but it didn't. But it's because that footage wasn't seen yet, but it looks like the footage is happening now. So I could see Elijah dying here in episode 23. And I feel like there's going to be some bigger deaths than this. I think Elijah could die here, which obviously isn't a bigger death because he's not that big of a character. But we have a shot here of Rosita in this episode, and this is obviously at Alexandria. I think Rosita could also die as well. Because, I mean, obviously people have been talking about some stuff for a while. I'm just going based off of the trailer. They haven't really shown us any of that footage that we saw during the Comic-Con trailer, right? Where she's jumping over the walkers or whatever, and she's trying to actually get up and get through that window. Now, I feel like maybe she does sort of try to get through, and she's almost getting up, and she's starting to climb up that ladder or whatever it was and actually get through the window. But I wonder if the variant walkers, because the variant walkers are around, we actually got that confirmation. I'm really happy with that, because remember I said, like, if we didn't see them again, I would have big issues with it, but we actually do have that confirmation. The variant walkers are around. And just, yeah, I really wonder if Rosita's gonna die here. It just kind of feels like that's where we're going here. Like, she's actually going to die here in episode 22. Maybe Elijah does as well. Maybe Pamela Milton does as well, right? Like, it could honestly be such a big episode. I mean, we literally have 2 more left here, so it is going to be a big one. This is going to be a very big episode. It's not like watching episode 19 or 20 or whatever. This is literally the second last episode of The Walking Dead, so it's going to get really crazy. But I'm going to leave it here. Definitely post your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.